Good evening, and welcome to Delight in Fright. I am Kat, and to my side, this side, is the lovely Luna. And then we have a very special guest for the second time, Bill D Rusell. And I have his headshot here that every night I give it a kiss. I kiss it goodnight.
I appreciate that. Excuse me. I need to send you an updated one.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, that's an old headshot. You deserve a new one.
Yes.
oh,
Thank you.
we have Al. We want Bill. We want Bill.
Yes.
Chris demanding the bill. So that is fantastic. We got a lot of lovely fans out there cheering your name.
Yeah,
How are you
Can't
feeling
get
today?
enough Bill.
Yeah. How are you feeling today?
I'm awesome. Thank you. This is actually my second podcast today. I don't know if you know Jimmy Star, the Jimmy Star Show. I was on the Jimmy Star Show earlier.
Nice.
But
Nice.
we save the best for last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy Star and his sidekick Ron Russell, they're two old dudes. Whereas you are two young, lovely, beautiful women.
Yes.
I much rather, nothing against Jimmy and Ron. They're great guys.
Yes, we do love our daddies.
I'm happy to be hanging out with you too.
Yeah, and plus all the fun stuff happens after dark. So
Yeah, right.
We're here for the nightly escapades of fun.
Yes.
Speaking of, Al says, "Where's my headshot?" Uh-oh.
I have it up next to my bed, Al.
Waiting for you.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Nice.
So if you're watching and you have never heard of Bill, we have a awesome reel.
Probably most of the people watching.
Yes, but just in case we have some people out there that are not familiar with your work, we have some awesome video that was provided by you, Bill, on your IMDb, and I'd love to show it.
Oh, yes, please.
Oop.
Browning, you're useless, like a limp dick. I assume that you're still too much of a limp dick. How did you find my bunker?
So, how does that make you feel?
Let's go back so I can finish up.
Don't push me!
I'm sorry.
I don't like to be pushed.
Oh no.
Evil works in this house. Evil works in this house. Asshole. You put a person's eye out with that.
Peter is brilliant.
Dismissed. Was there something else, Zumo? Request denied. Dismissed. Supreme Leader wants you to bring back 2 human specimens for experimentation.
Oh.
Hello there. I'm Bill D Rusell.
Oh.
I'm Dr. Collins. I'm the lead psychiatrist here. Well, the nurses should be here to take care of you soon. I hope to see you at group therapy tonight.
We are the shepherds.
You want to suck my blood, steal the souls of people who come to you for help?
No one seems to mind when a few junkies disappear from the streets.
Where's Logan?
Oh, child.
No! Let him indulge his natural instincts. I promise I will not fail. You promise? It's time for you to be a shark. Are you a fucking shark? Hell yeah! You're a shark? I want to hear you howl like a fucking wolfman, jack off! Oh yeah!
Why would a shark howl like a wolf? Let's go back so I can finish up.
Don't push me!
I'm sorry.
I don't like to be pushed. You know, we got plenty of time. Let's just take the evening slowly and enjoy it.
Your dad's weapons were a huge hit. It's too bad he was too stupid to sell them and make a profit while he had the chance.
Too stupid? For standing up to scumbags like you?
It was business.
Friday, you have been useless.
Ooh. Awesome.
And I believe that's all the time we have for tonight's show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, folks.
Yay.
I want to think when you check your analytics later, like about 30 seconds into that first video, there's a drop. Like here we go. Oh, Jesus.
No, actually, we've earned 2 more viewers. So
Yay.
all that footage brought people in.
Yeah.
Wow, Bill, you have done a lot of different things. I have noticed though, your roles playing the villain or the evil kind of character, it kind of suits you. Is that something you enjoy to play the bad guy?
Oh, yes, more than I could put into words. I am so not that kind of a person, even if I wanted to be. So to be able, it's a joy to play Wicked when I get the opportunity.
Yeah, fantastic.
We love how you just have fun with it.
Oh yeah.
You're like, I'm gonna be evil. Yes, I'm evil. Deal with it.
The new king of creep, if you ask me.
Yeah, the tongue thing.
Al put together a segment for me a few months ago where he played several of those clips you just ran that like demonstrate my creepier characters.
Oh.
And called me the king of creep. So
nice. Well, gotta earn that
thank you,
title
Al, for
somehow.
that was beautiful.
What so since we talked to you last year and you were working on some amazing stuff, what new stuff are you able to talk about that you've done so far?
If I'm not mistaken, it was like November of 23. It's been
a
little over a year. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was, because I went back and looked and I'm like, holy shit, it was that long ago.
Yeah.
How quickly time flies. I've actually there's several projects that should be coming out this year that I'm involved with. There's Steve Merlot's Unseen, where I have a relatively small part as a professor, but I also deliver the title, the Unseen. I'm sort of lecturing on the nature of evil in psychology.
And that's with Felissa Rose, right?
It was going to be, but I believe they ended up having to go without Felissa for some reason. But Brett Wagner is still involved and a bunch of other great people. So that should be coming out. And then another thing I've been waiting on is an anthology called Six Pack of Horror. And I'm in a segment called Soul Sucker, where I play a character that may be the devil.
Ooh.
Oh,
so there's those, but the ones I'm really excited about that both should be coming out very soon One is something called Vic Effects from Chris Shern, who I worked with on Evil Lurks. And then another film called Field of Screams that we shot in Colorado last May of last year. And that's going to
Mm.
be on a cinema tour, a small cinema tour. At least it's small at this point. It's going to be premiering in Boulder, Colorado, and it's going to be showing in Los Angeles and I believe Burlington and Des Moines, Iowa, and also in Chicago. So, and
Oh,
I'll
wow.
definitely be at the Chicago showing, and those are all in
Ooh.
April. So hopefully, if it does well, they will maybe move into a higher theatrical release. One can only hope.
Yeah,
Nice.
that sounds fantastic. Now, what other circuits are you doing as far as conventions? I know you mentioned April. Where else can we expect to see you?
Right now, it is for the near future anyway. I really don't have anything booked. I have other things going on that
Oh,
I
yeah.
just don't have those weekends free. But later in the year, I know I have some things lined up that my manager has lined up for me, and as soon as I know more details, I will share it with you.
Oh,
Yay.
Of course.
yay! We're always looking forward to seeing you at all these amazing events.
Yes, because
Thank you.
Spooky Empire's in June, and we
I
would
was
love to
just
see
gonna
you in
say,
Orlando.
I would love to see me there, and I would love to see you ladies there. I would love to go to Spooky Empire. So please,
And I'm
please
so
contact
stoked
the
because
folks
Joe
at
Bob
Spooky
Briggs is
Empire.
going to be there. I love Joe Bob. He's
All
like
right.
what inspired me to get this going with Luna when she was like, "Do you want to be do a podcast with me?" I'm like, "Hell yeah."
Excellent. Joe Bob did a little promo for Vicky Fets. That if you haven't
Oh.
seen it, I will send it to you.
Yay.
Yeah,
Ooh.
we one of our producers, you know, purchased a cameo video, a personalized video, and basically said,
Nice.
would you promote the film?" And what he recorded is wonderful.
He is so nice.
Yeah, he
I
is, and
gave him a
I'll
gift when
send
I
that
went
to
and
you.
saw him, and he sent me like a handwritten letter to thank me. I was like, "What?"
He's an amazing guy. Yeah.
Aw. I'm sorry, Randy writes in. Hey, Bill. Hello, Bill.
Hello, Bill.
Okay. Field of Screams. Randy plays the killer scarecrow, Billy the Scarecrow.
Oh.
Ooh.
So I'll tell you right now what the film is about.
Yes.
I play. Uh, I had been an Ozark Appalachian water witch, which is a thing with the divining rods and the whole deal. And I end up retiring to a farm in Colorado where I live by myself. So I create a scarecrow that I bring to life to be my
Mhm.
companion. So the beginning of the film is, shows us interacting. We're eating dinner together. We're goofing around outside. I'm teaching them how to use the divining rods
Mhm.
and that
Right.
sort of thing. And as I am wont to do in movies, I die, and then Billy the
Fantastic.
Scarecrow is left on his own,
Oh
and
Oh.
yeah, mayhem ensues.
Of course.
So, like I say, if you only see one Killer Scarecrow movie this year, make it Field of Screams.
Field of Screams.
Yeah, and
Got him.
Randy's he's a runway model. He's very physically agile. Um,
Oh.
I would compare him in a way to David Howard Thornton. I mean, not that
Oh.
he's the same; it's different, but that same sort of, oh my God, how does he move his body like that? He does an amazing job, and I don't think the movie would be great on its own, but if any, Randy makes Billy something more than I think any other actor could have done with it, at least from what I've seen so far.
Awesome.
Awesome. So do you play a major role then in Field of Screams?
Well, yeah, it's like I say, I'm the guy who creates. So we see all this in the beginning of the film. Um, Billy and I basically have what boils down to a father son dynamic. It's like I'm living with my son on this farm, and we just play around with each other all day. I mean, I don't mean that in a kinky way.
Oh.
Where they show us outside, and there's one great shot where we're sort of posed like American Gothic, where I'm standing there with a pitchfork and Billy's
Nice.
standing next to me in front of our house. So and then what happened, I don't want to give too much away. Hopefully, I mean, it's a good part of the beginning. It's not like Dr. Death where I'm just screaming for 2 minutes and then
And then that's it. Yeah.
this will create it should create sympathy in the audience for my character and my relationship with the Scarecrow. So because when I die, I have it's sudden, and you can you can see that he's like, he doesn't quite comprehend because he doesn't know what death is.
Yeah.
He's a scarecrow that lives by magic, so he's like,
he doesn't know.
It sounds a little Edward
he's like,
Scissorhands
he
to me,
pokes
but
me
I
with
love
his
that.
toe, and he kind of like plays with my eye, like he's trying to figure out,
Aw.
like he thinks I'm faking, and then eventually he just sort of lies down, his head on my chest, and hopefully it creates a moment where the audience is really going to identify that, so that when he goes berserk later, it will be all the more meaningful.
Yes, exactly. Chris writes in, trying to make Sean Bean title for the most movie deaths.
I'm working on it. Yeah.
Nice.
Got a ways to go.
Well, he did have a lot of deaths, except for a couple.
Yeah. Well, I die in Evil Lurks, Puppet Master. I'll die in this. I don't die in Vicky Fex, thank God. In fact, Chris Shern is creating a universe. I mean, Vicky Fex is going to be a wonderful, wonderful film, but it will, spawn more things.
So like a universe kind of thing?
Basically, yeah, a Vicky Fex universe.
Ooh. I would love to sit down and talk to Chris Shern again. We had such a great conversation.
When you talked to him, were we talking about Vicky Fex yet?
He
I don't
had
think
he
so.
he
I
had
think we were
mentioned
just
it.
starting to. I think we just filmed it right around that time in November of
Yeah.
23.
He just basically said that that you guys were working on it, but he didn't say too much. So I would love to sit down and do a deep dive when it does release, and we can of.
Well, it's the synopsis is, I play a notorious horror movie director who's known for the sound effects, the creepy sound effects in my movies created by a Foley artist, a sound effect artist in films. The people who create the sound effects. And this he dies. I live. He dies this time. And I hire a young woman named Victoria to take over. She's an up and coming Foley artist. And so I basically have her take over and finish this movie I'm working on. And then so the movie shows her working on different kinds of movies. So there's one that's a slasher, one that's folk horror, one that's vampire, one that's alien creature. It's like all the different subgenres of horror. You see these little film clips, as she's working on them. And then at some point, reality starts to blur, and in the horror movie she's working on kind of suck her in to that world.
Sounds like a little bit of everything. I like it.
And I mean, Chris, he's the writer, the director, the soundtrack composer, the editor, and an actor in it.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he does it all, and it's one of the brilliant things he's done, he and his cinematographer Jeremy Applebaum, a lot of the scenes in the film are intentional homages to iconic scenes from other horror movies. For
Nice.
example, there's a scene where I'm sitting talking to Amanda Winston, who was in Evil Lurks and plays Victoria in the movie. And the camera is sort of shot down from below, and it's a replica of the way Hitchcock shot Anthony Perkins in a scene in Psycho.
Oh, love
There's
that.
another. Are you familiar with a movie called Burbian Sound Studio?
No.
Which is a movie about making sound effects for horror movies, although it's very different from what we're doing. But there is a scene in Vic Effects that is like an identical replica of this great scene from that movie. So there's all these layers. It's like it's a horror movie, but it's about the making of horror movies, shot in an homage to other horror movie directors.
So
Wow.
you just
And
took
made
that
for
third
people who
wall and you
love
were just
horror
like,
movies. And
you
today I
broke
saw
that
Chris
fourth
refer
wall.
to it as a horror odyssey, and I was like, "Yeah, that's perfect. It's a
Nice.
horror odyssey." So it's very ambitious, and I am beside myself waiting for it to be finished. But it's in the final stages of post production, so hopefully in the next few months.
Ooh, we're so excited. Going
Yay.
back a little bit to Field of Screams, Randy wrote, "It was truly a pleasure to work with Bill on the set of Field of Screams. We had such a great chemistry and a great dynamic."
Well, thank you, Randy. Thank you.
Aw, that's so sweet to say. What now segueing off of that, what made it such a great chemistry for you, Bill? And what was a good dynamic between the both of you?
I think that we both have a passion for what we're doing, and it was a meaningful project, and
Yeah.
it's
It's
like
kind of
there's a built-in camaraderie to what you're doing. It's like, I get on set and it's kind of like, I'm immediately part of the family or part of the team, and that's just a great feeling. But
yeah.
they knew what they reached out to me. I didn't answer an audition or anything. They
Nice.
reached out to me. They said, "We're looking for someone to play this character. We've been searching around. We looked at your IMDb and we'd like to offer you this role." So that was flattering.
Aw.
Yeah. But so it's like you already know that they like you.
Yeah.
I don't have to win anybody over. And Randy is
No.
just so talented and very open person. Yeah, he's a very good soul. I don't know any other way to put
Aw.
it. So yeah, it's easy to connect with someone like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody on that team, it was just amazing. Calvin T. Shepard Productions is the producer, and Alex Moad and Evan Runkle are the directors. And they have a great crew, and hopefully they will be making more films, and hopefully I will be in them. So
Oh, were you able to hang out with Randy at all before to like kind of,
not at all. I
really?
literally flew in, shot the next day, and then flew out the next morning, I think it was.
Oh,
I was only there
wow.
for I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 nights, but not very long. I mean, I arrived
Whoa.
on set and we started shooting,
That
as
kind
soon
of
as they
thing.
had stuff set up.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. I'm so like shocked that it went so well because like you didn't have time to build rapport. You were just in and had a lot of passion in you. That's fantastic. You don't hear of that in Hollywood, Usually people have to hang out with each other, get to know with each other to build that rapport, and that's awesome. You were able to build that in a
I'm
couple of
relatively
hours.
easy to get along with, and so is Randy. So
Nice.
what?
That's
And Bill's a
fantastic.
professional. He's a
Yeah, of
professional.
course.
He knows what
Yeah,
he's
I mean,
doing.
I don't mean to sound pretentious, but yeah, we're both professionals, and that's just what you do.
Exactly. That's fantastic. So, what was your favorite project? So, I know there's a lot of things you've done, but what is your favorite thing you've worked on that you were like, oh my God, I love that?
Well, there's the therapist that you showed a short clip of. That was a Grindhouse parody made by Planet Garbage at sign Planet Garbage. Go check it out. Therapist, and
Nice.
I also did the voiceover. I don't know if you caught that at the end, where I play like a gang boss type thing. That, of course, was just fun to play. But Supreme Leader in They Came Back from Somewhere was just such a fun character.
It was.
I got to chew the scenery and overact, but I love it. It's like, it's like my love letter to the old horror and sci-fi movies that I watched as a kid or as a teenager. When I was a teenager, there was a horror movie show out of Madison, Wisconsin that I watched. It would be like Svengoolie, if you're familiar with Svengoolie, but
Yeah.
not comedic. I mean, the sky
Mm.
was very macabre. Mr.
Mm.
Mephisto. And he'd show like an old horror movie every Friday night. But before that, they would run like Flash Gordon serials.
Mm.
So I watched a whole bunch of those in my teen years. So getting to play a sort of Ming the Merciless character, that was just a joy.
Nice.
Awesome.
Was there any roles that you got to play that were difficult for you because of the character, because of anything in particular?
That were difficult for me. I not that I can think of.
That's good.
Not
That's
yet,
good.
anyway. I mean, that would be nice.
Yeah.
I'd like something that's is a little more challenging, and I think those roles are coming. Once Vicky Fex is out, Chris Shern already has 2 other projects planned that I will be part of. So,
Oh,
Nice.
I'm glad that you're keeping yourself busy. That's so awesome because you get to do what you do and make money doing what you love.
Yes. And
sure, we'll
bless the
say
world
that.
with more Bill.
Yeah.
I don't know if the saying "do what you love and the money will follow." I actually think there's a book by that title. I'm doing what I love, and I'm still waiting for the money to follow.
Dang it.
You're still waiting for that check to come,
Yeah.
right?
Waiting for the big one, but
Jeez.
I have I'm highly and unrealistically optimistic that this year is when
Yeah.
hopefully things take off. Or
Oh
maybe I'll
yeah.
just get a good stupid commercial because those pay good money.
Oh yeah.
You make
Yeah.
a lot more money doing commercials than doing films, unless you get to
Yeah.
a certain, level.
Mhm.
Our good friend Christopher over that did Malum, he does a lot of commercials, and he always is posting his commercials on Instagram. So hey, maybe that's a good avenue for you. Short days, big money, big checks. It's still
Well,
acting.
yeah, I mean, I just need the auditions. I did a lot of commercial work in the 90s, right? You're aware of that? Yes.
No.
The
No.
Blockbuster commercial. I played the dad in that Perfect Store commercial. I did
Oh,
commercials for Pizza Hut. I did an Alaska Airlines commercial with Joe Settlemeyer, who was infamous for where he directed the "Where's the Beef" commercial
oh,
of infamy. Where's the beef? And that sort of launched him as the hot commercial director of the hour for a relatively short period of time. But the Alaska Airlines commercial ended up on World's Funniest Commercials at one point. I did a
Nice.
spot for
oh.
Ponderosa, Mrs. Smith's Pies.
Mm.
I spent an entire day taking a bite of pie and spitting it into a bucket so that Mrs. Smith's could make money for Thanksgiving. So I was doing a lot of commercial work at the time, but I was married at that time, and we had kids and started a family, and I had the chance to go back to a full-time job I had left at the Chicago Tribune, but they made me a good offer to come back and steady paycheck and benefits. But it made I couldn't juggle both things for very long.
Oh,
So by
yeah.
about 2000, I think the Ponderosa spot I worked on was 2001, and that was the last SAG union commercial that I did.
Okay. Wow. I didn't know that about you. I didn't know you were a commercial guy. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Was there something in particular that you enjoyed about that doing the commercials?
Making money.
Yes.
There
Yes.
you make money.
Nice.
The blockbuster spot I did, which I do you know the one I'm talking about, because it still pops up whenever there's nostalgia things about Blockbuster. It was featured in the documentary, The Last Blockbuster. The whole
Oh,
commercial was in
nice.
there. Yeah. And again, I get nothing out of that. It's
Aw.
public domain at this point, evidently.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Ooh.
but that did pay very well, because it ran for a few years and it was national, and so if you could do that all the time, that would be wonderful. And of course, there are actors that do, but it's hit and miss. You can get a commercial
Mhm.
like that and then get nothing for 2 years. So
Wow.
it's not dependable. That's the problem.
Oh, I see. So it's not like a blockbuster or like a movie where you know where the money is gonna come and how it's gonna come,
Right?
or if
Yeah,
it's doing
yeah. You
good or
don't. You
Mhm.
you only get paid for as long as it's actually showing. I mean, if they
Mm.
decided to, which wouldn't happen because Blockbuster doesn't really exist anymore. Um,
Right.
but like if Pizza Hut decided to replay the commercial I did for them in the early 90s, they would, yeah, they'd have to go through the agents and try to track down all the actors and see if have us sign off on it.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
it's
Pizza
unlikely
Hut.
that
Let's go
happens.
retro Pizza Hut. Let's go with
Yeah,
some
Yeah.
90s
right.
Yeah.
commercial.
Yeah,
It
that's
was one of
30
the
years ago.
it was 5 bills.
5 bills?
So they had 5 of us actors. I was the only one whose name really was Bill, but we were all supposed to be named Bill. And they'd say, "We've got 5 bills here to tell you about Pizza Hut's 5 bills deal."
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my gosh. That sounds
so
so
I figured I
funny.
did a Blockbuster spot and a Pizza Hut spot as like, I'm the perfect weekend commercial guy.
Yeah.
That sounds good. I miss Blockbuster.
Everybody
Going
does. Everybody
I
does.
going
know.
there on a Friday night after school, your mom renting you a movie for the weekend, and man, turning on the old Nintendo, the GameCube back in the day,
Hmm.
or whatever console we had, N64. Oh yeah.
All right.
And pizza, of course.
And pizza.
Back when a pizza was what, $5.99, $6.99 or whatever for a large.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now everything's so expensive.
$20 for pizza.
20
God, we all sound old now. Can you believe what a pizza costs today?
back in my day.
Back in my day.
Right?
Are you able? I'm curious. Elle said, Vic Effects universe is gonna be killer. Is there something that you can tell, like a little teaser that you can give us about Vic Effects?
More so than what I've already said.
A
Did I
little
not
more.
kind of tell you what goes on? That
And a little
I don't know,
more.
because like I said, this is my second interview today, and I can't remember what I said to someone else and what I not. It's a horror movie about the making of horror movies for
Right.
people who love horror movies.
Got it.
So it's yeah, it's going to cover all the different subgenres of horror. It's a horror odyssey is what we're calling it. As far as what the universe is going to be, one of the projects I know Chris has in mind is a film that is basically all of the movies that were made during Vic Effects, are shown in their
Nice.
fuller form as an anthology with me and someone else presenting them. Like there's an interviewer and we're looking at all my films. So I'll be playing the same character I play in Vic Effects, but
Awesome.
showing the movies that were being made in Vic Effects in a fuller form. And then Chris has another one. This is such a brilliant idea. A horror film uh, based on cuddle party therapy.
Nice.
If you're familiar with that is, because
Oh
cuddle
yeah.
parties in and of themselves, to me, are creepy as, oh my,
I
because
have
they're
no
totally,
idea
they're
what you're talking
non-sexual.
about.
They're non-sexual. It's just
Wait,
people
what?
need human touch, and
Yeah.
so it's you come in
You
your
just invite
jammies,
some friends over and
you know,
you get as
and
naked as you want to and you cuddle.
yeah,
People do that?
Yeah.
look it up. Google cuddle party. See what you
Maybe,
come.
maybe no. Maybe I
I
can.
could
Yeah.
hook you up,
Well,
Luna.
make sure your safe search filter is on.
Oh, my incognito. Make sure
Yeah,
it's not at work, and make sure it's
use your
incognito.
anonymous web searching. But I play a character who's I'm going to be the lead in this, and my character is a rich guy who's a ne'er do well player, drug addict guy, and I overdose and bottom out and end up in rehab, and I'm ordered to go to therapy, and I'm assigned to do a cuddle therapy. Unfortunately, at cuddle therapy, the person I'm cuddling with infects me with a demon.
Great. I love
Oh.
that.
And so and it goes from there. Tentatively titled Hug My Bones.
Nice.
And I
Oh.
said, Chris, you should just call it Cuddle Party because that'll attract attention right there.
Right.
He's very adamant. He goes, no, Hug My Bones. That's what it's going to be.
I love it. So speaking of cuddle
Oh,
parties and nudity, how
before
much
we get.
nudity can we expect and what movies you have
Oh,
coming
yes.
up? Because we're a couple
Oh,
of horn dogs, you know this.
well, before
Right.
we get into that, Chris said, just don't Google lemon cuddle parties. Oh, wow.
Well, now
I have no idea.
myself and everyone else is going to have to Google because I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
And I must know. If there's I don't know. Hopefully if there's nudity, it's not me. But I don't know for sure. You'd have to if you don't subscribe to my OnlyFans. I mean, I don't know what else.
Oh man.
Oh man. We have to pay?
I could send you both complimentary subscriptions.
Yay.
Oh, yes.
I mean, they're 3 months, and then after that,
After that, yeah, you gotta pay.
but the first 3 months would be free.
No.
Oh, perfect. That sounds like a great deal. And then if we
screenshot.
And if you decide to do another show, maybe we can get another complimentary couple of months here, a couple of months there,
Right?
Spread it out.
It depends on how well you tip.
Oh. It's all about the tip, guys.
Yeah.
That's the important part.
That's what ladies keep telling me.
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know what that meant.
I don't know either, but whatever. People say it all the time. It must mean something, right?
It must. People say it. It's got to mean something.
But yeah, nudity, huh? Nothing interesting.
Not in that. Well, like I said, at least I doubt it would be me, but who knows? Boy, I can't. Boy, I would have to make special videos for you if you want nudity.
Yeah, of course. So asking really quick about Vic Effects, what do you play in Vic Effects? Are you are you able to tell us who you play and what you do?
Milo Kemp is the character's name. I'm a notorious horror movie director who I hire a young woman named Victoria to take over as my Foley artist, my sound effect artist. And
Gotcha.
So you see her working on these different films. I give her a box full of junk, basically, and say, use this stuff and she does. She uses just like the most odd, found objects to create really creepy sound effects. She makes the sound effect, she manipulates it digitally, and creates these amazing, horrific sound effects. And then reality and fantasy begin to merge, and it's like she becomes part of the horror movie she's working on. But you see her working on like vampire, slasher, horror movie, alien creature, like all these different subgenres. So those are the films that when we do this next one with my character, that would be the films you're seeing in that anthology.
Nice.
Ah.
Yeah.
So you're the guy that gets people in trouble, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And
The
so I
villainous man.
hire her, I bring her into the studio, I say, here's what I need you to do. But then at the very end, it takes a little bit of a turn. And
Oh.
it's part of the trailer, so I'm not giving anything away here. I whisper into her ear, I say, well, I'll see you soon. The way the light sees the dark, and the way the dark sees nothing.
Oh.
Ooh.
And we don't,
That's
you don't
ominous.
know what that's supposed to mean. And she's just sort of standing there. And Chris said, well, I don't know what it means either. You kind of figured out. We don't really know. So to me, it was, it's a trigger for post-hypnotic suggestion.
Mm.
And well, at least that's how
And now you just did that to all our viewers. What are you doing to us?
Yeah. You're hypnotizing us. We're about to go into a shit show of a crazy mind game.
Movies and reality are start mixing. Damn it.
Oh,
Haven't they already,
no.
though? Haven't they already?
Oh yeah. Yeah, and right now we're at the shitty part of the movie where we gotta climb our way out of it so we can climax and go back down. Am I wrong though?
No, we definitely should climax. I totally agree with you there.
Yes.
Oh goodness. Yeah.
See?
I mean,
professional. He doesn't miss a beat.
Of course. He has to be ready for all things we throw at him.
Exactly.
It's just like you're technically her boss because you're giving her work. Imagine your boss coming up to you and saying that really like ominous thing as you're working. You're just plugging away. He's like light darkness, and you're like, what the fuck? This guy's about to kill me.
Right.
I better do a good job.
I better do a good job. I'm not getting fired. I'm getting murdered. That's what's gonna happen. Oh yeah, that's very ominous. Very, very ominous.
Yeah.
But
And Vic Effects, there's just so many layers that Chris Shern has created for it. It's the cinematography is an homage to other horror movies, and it's just going to cover so many different elements. It's very ambitious, and I'm just hoping that it gets distribution, that it gets the audience. I believe that it will, because there's already a pretty strong buzz. When Chris launched the Indiegogo campaign last fall, his initial goal was $2,000. In the first 24 hours, it got $6,000.
whoa.
So he tripled the goal the first 24 hours it went up. So people are excited about this.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Hopefully we can get it in the circuits and then see how it does, and then we can, watch it.
I
I'd love
imagine
to.
that both Vic Effects and Field of Screams will eventually be in the different horror convention film fests. Like I think they're looking at, Days of the Dead and the different film fests, the horror film fests like that. So hopefully they'll both get some good exposure.
Oh yeah. And Days of the Dead is in what? I think it's in Ohio somewhere.
It's everywhere all the time.
Oh.
It's a they move around the country. So I think it's in most of the
Gotcha.
major cities. Twice, like in Chicago, it's usually in the spring and again in the fall. And they're in Las Vegas and Atlanta and LA. I mean, they do them all over the place.
Nice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No wonder. I'm like, where is that one? And I think we just had a guest that said they were going to be in Atlanta, and I'm like, Atlanta.
Yeah.
So thank you.
So I've been to several of the ones in Chicago, and I've also been to a few in. They also have them in Indianapolis.
Nice. I wish they had more virtual film festivals, that you could pay for and then, stream at once and then.
I was
So
actually
I wouldn't
talking to
have to
someone
pay to
about that not
fly.
long ago. We discussed that concept of doing virtual horror conventions. So yeah, it's a good. I think it would work. I think people would like that.
Even Sundance does it. I mean, for certain films, they will.
Absolutely.
So
it's just
it's
hard.
the way to go. It's so expensive to fly.
Hotels, and
then you want to buy stuff, and then you want autographs, and then you're broke, and you got to buy food. I just want to watch some damn movies. Damn it!
Watch the movies and watch the movies in the comfortable of your home.
I want to support the independent. Films without going broke.
Right.
$16 for a hot dog. Ooh.
Yeah.
But that would come with a bag of chips, I'm pretty sure.
No.
The chips are extra?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Everything's extra.
Everything's extra. I gotta do a reach around to try to get my extra, Cause shit. It's looking like that every day.
Yeah.
Well, Bill, is there anything else that you want to mention to us before we start wrapping up?
Racking my brain. I think we've covered all the bases. I've talked about Vic Effects and Field of Streams. Those are the big two projects that are coming out, and I know I have other things that are going to be coming up this year, but none that I'm really at liberty to talk about yet because they really haven't been publicly announced. But I'm hoping that, because it was like 2024 last year, I didn't have anything new really that came out. So it was a difficult year for me because I knew there's this stuff that's going to be coming out that's going to be really awesome, but nobody's going to see it for a while.
And you can't talk about it really, huh?
Only to a certain extent. So
because this is your year, Bill, 2025.
I'm going.
Yeah,
with that. I mean,
doing it.
Sure. What the hell? I'm putting that out there to the universe.
Yes.
I was thinking about a character called the Manifester, who can just whatever he wants to manifest, he can create.
Yes.
That'd be a cool superpower.
If you make it, they will come.
Exactly.
And coming as the secret to a happy life.
Yes, it is.
Yes. No stress. Therapy. Who needs a cuddle party?
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Bill. I love talking with you, and I'm sure
it's my pleasure. I love talking with both of you. Yay. Luna and Kat, you're just amazing people.
Thank you. All jokes aside and lemon cuddle parties aside, we love you. We love having you, and we definitely can't wait for Vic Effects and all the other wonderful projects like Field of Screams, and we're very excited for all of that to come out.
I don't know. Kat, can you rub my head?
Sure.
Here? No.
Oh, here. Wait.
Yeah, there. Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, right there. Oh,
yes.
Thank you.
Give it a little buff there.
Extra. Me too. Extra love for good luck.
Good juju for Bill. Good juju.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. 2025. It's your year.
Absolutely. It's all of our years. It's our years.
Yeah.
And
it is our year.
So the manifestation that I want to do now is that at some point I can end up at a Spooky Empire and hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yay.
Cannot wait to see you, hang out, talk about all the wonderful behind the scenes, and definitely not looking forward to paying $16 for a hot dog, but
Damn right.
but hopefully the paycheck compensate for
I could stuff some snack bars in these for you, Luna.
Oh, okay. Only if I get to eat them like this. Ang, ang.
There you go. Yeah.
If I get to fish them out that way, I'm
And as
all
long
in.
as I get to watch, that's really all.
Yes. And we'll show you where all the good beaches are, Bill, the secluded ones.
Oh, ooh, yeah.
Oh, are you gonna take him to the nude beach?
It was supposed to be a surprise, Luna. God.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of those in Florida. I just thought you should know.
I've been to Florida. I've not been to a nude beach in Florida, but I've been. So I know what goes on there. Can I want to tell you my favorite memory of being in Florida. Well, there's
Yes.
two. The first time I was on America's Funniest People, which was Dave Coulier, and it wasn't Tawny Katane yet, but I can't remember the lady's name that co-hosted it. But that was in Orlando. That was just a real fun time. But I'd gone with a friend of mine whose parents had retired to Port St. Lucie, that area. And they said, well, we're going to go watch the sun come up over the ocean in the morning. I said, that's cool. So we get out there and it's dark and we're waiting. Finally, the sun starts to come up and I kind of look up. We were sitting up we weren't right down on the beach. We were sort of up on this upcropping. And I look over and I see there's an old guy down on the beach with his metal detector going back and forth. And he's got an handkerchief tied on his head, like the Monty Python goofy guys. And I go, well, that's awesome. And I go, oh, look, there's another one. And then I realize, as far as the eye can see, either way on this beach, on the Atlantic Ocean, are old guys with metal detectors.
What?
Like every 100 yards, there's another guy with them.
Wow.
Is there that much stuff that?
Maybe after like spring break, and I don't know.
Now, and the fact that that's my most vivid memory of being in Florida should tell you something about that trip.
That's funny.
No nude beaches.
At least you didn't get attacked by gators.
Nope.
Good. We definitely need you here, not mauled by a gator.
Not by gators anyway.
No. Mauled maybe by cougars, rawr. But not by gators.
Not by gators.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much, Bill. Kat,
My pleasure. Thank you.
Do you want to say anything else, Kat, before we head off to watch the sunset and metal detectors?
No, just thank you, Bill, for joining us again. And it's always
my
fun
pleasure. I
with
love you both. Thank you so much for having me on. Yeah, right.
Aww,
what kind of sandwich am I eating? Yeah.
And I'll be waiting at my mailbox for my new photo.
I'll make sure I get that in the mail in the next 5 to 6 months.
Oh, don't wait in your mailbox too long, Kat.
I know, man. Better bring me a snack.
Only if I get to do this, Ang.
There's the mailman that comes, every couple days,
I'm sure he'll give you water.
He'll feed me.
Yeah, give you a pet.
Who is it that comes every couple of days?
The mailman.
Oh. Okay.
The mailman.
Yeah.
He's gonna bring her snacks and he's gonna bring her snacks and a pet.
Yeah.
There you go.
As I'm waiting.
Oh, you're just like the little puppy dog I am.
Like you're waiting on your Chewy delivery.
Tail wagging and everything. It's like, how the fuck did I get a tail?
Up in the window.
You guys are so funny. Well, have a lovely night to all of our listeners and viewers, and we will see you. We will see you next week. We will be doing a movie review And we can't wait to see you then.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Hello, boils and ghouls. It's your old pal, John Kassir, the voice of the Crypt Keeper. And I want to thank you for listening to Delight and Fright with your hosts, Luna and Cat, a podcast for outcasts.